member wanted to know the total quantity of rice that the government intends to import as part of the measures to supplement domestic production and bridge the deficit in the local demand.
Order, members, order. Order, members. Go on, Shinali.
Honorable Speaker, this being the policy matter, KNDC importation will be informed and guided by the government based on the actual and projected production quantities, which may be provided by the relevant MDS, such as the ministry responsible for agriculture, that is crop production, and the Agriculture and Food Authority, among others. The second question, the honorable member wants us to know the total annual production of rice in the last financial year compared to the local annual consumption projection. Response. Honorable Speaker, the annual production of rice may be provided by relevant MDS, such as ministry responsible for agriculture, that is crop production, and the Agriculture and Food Authority. The third question, the honorable member wants to know measures in place to support farmers within the rice growing areas like Mwea to increase rice production for the country, to cut down on over-reliance on imported rice. And Speaker, the response is that the Kenya National Trading Corporation, as a trading company, will supplement other state initiatives by creating strategic reserves for stable and essential food items, vital farm inputs, and including fertilizer. Our fertilizer subsidy program is already in place to reduce the cost of production, and the National Irrigation Authority is supporting farmers on irrigation infrastructure on the farms. The fourth question, the honorable member wants to know the steps being taken to cushion rice farmers in the country, likely unfair market competitions and unfair market competition that could raise the saturation of the market by imported rice. Honorable Speaker, government through presidential directive mandated Kenya National Trading Corporation to mop up excess rice from farmers in Mwea and Ahero for onward distribution to government institutions. KNTC is performing the function to date, and with increased production, they have initiated the following. KNTC has requested for enhancement of the rice fund to cater for the improved production and widen scope to include other rice schemes like Tana Bura.
Shinali, that's too long. Can you paraphrase? That's too long. Can you finish up?
I am almost there, Honorable Speaker. I'm almost there, Speaker. A circular to be done to all government institutions to buy local rice from KNTC to assure farmers of ready market or their produce, mopping up of rice during harvest. And lastly, government institution to prioritize payment to KNTC to enhance prompt payment to farmers. Honorable Speaker, attached is response by the Cabinet Secretary and annexures for transmission to the Honorable Member. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Order, members. Order, members. Order. Members on their feet, take your seats. Order. Order, members on their feet, take your seats. Order. Order, members. Take your seats. Take your seats. Mary Maingi, I doubt if you followed the response to your statement. Did you follow anything?
Mr. Speaker, the consultations were so loud, I would need to have the statement to read for myself.
I think that is the right thing to do. And if you are not satisfied, you can prosecute the statement in the committee. Take your seats, the member on the... Order, honorable members. Honorable members, first, congratulations for turning up in large numbers. When we reach the business at order number 10, we had communicated to you that we'll be voting electronically. So I hope you all have your gadgets ready. But before we get there, allow me to make some communication. The first one is on the referral by His Excellency the President of 2 bills of this House. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 42, I wish to report to the House that I've received 2 messages from His Excellency the President regarding the referral of the National Land Commission Amendment Bill 2023 and the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 45 of 2022, to Parliament for reconsideration. Order. 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 It's good to listen. Honorable members, in the messages, His Excellency the President conveys that pursuant to the provisions of Article 115, 1B of the Constitution, he has considered the National Land Commission Amendment Bill 2023 and referred it back to the National Assembly for reconsideration, expressing reservations on Clause 2 and 3 of the bill. Additionally, His Excellency the President has expressed reservations on Clause 2, 3, and 4 of the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 45 of 2022. His Excellency the President has detailed the reasons for his reservations on the bills and made recommendations thereof for consideration by the National Assembly and Houses of Parliament, respectively. His Excellency the President now requests Parliament to reconsider the bills in accordance with the provisions of Article 115 of the Constitution. Honourable members, you may recall that this House passed the National Land Commission Amendment Bill 2023 on 13th March 2025, following which I presented the bill to His Excellency the President for assent in accordance with the provisions of Article 115 of the Constitution. Similarly, the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 45 of 2022 was passed by the Houses of Parliament on 15th April 2024 and thereafter submitted to His Excellency the President for assent in accordance with provisions of Article 112(2)(a) of the Constitution. The House is required, honourable members, to consider the President's reservations to the specified clauses in respect of each bill. Standing Order 154(2) requires the House to consider the President's reservations within 21 days upon receipt of the memorandum. In this regard, honourable members, with respect to the President's reservations to the National Land Commission Amendment Bill 2025, the message from His Excellency the President, together with the memorandum, are hereby referred to the Departmental Committee on Lands for consideration and reporting. The memorandum to the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 45 of 2022, together with the message from His Excellency the President, are hereby referred to the Departmental Committee on Health. The committees should prioritize the bills and table their reports to allow this House to consider the President's reservations within the statutory timelines. Upon conclusion of consideration of the President's reservations, the Cancer Prevention and Control Amendment Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill, Number 45 of 2022, I'll transmit the decision of the National Assembly to the Senate for consideration. Honorable members, it's important to guide the House that the consideration of the President's reservations to the bills by the respective committees and the House will be undertaken in accordance with the provisions of Article 115 of the Constitution. Further, the guidance contained in the Speaker's communication of 28 July 2015 relating to the consideration of the President's reservation to a bill and amendments thereto will apply as shall be necessary. Honorable members, I now direct the clerk to circulate the memorandum of His Excellency the President on the two bills to all members. The House is accordingly guided. Members at the bar, take your seats. Have another. Yes, Olwach.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to draw your attention, Honorable Speaker, to a stranger who is sitting in the House.
Order, members. Order. Who is the stranger?
Honorable Speaker, you have severally issued rulings about the manner in which people must dress themselves. Those rules form part of the tradition of this House. If I look at the Speaker's panel, including yourself, you are dressed in a collar. Is it in order that the member for Embakasi East walks and sits into a house dressed as if he were the Speaker, save for your gown? Honorable Speaker, we do need guidance as to whether this forms part of the proper dressing code of this House. Honorable Speaker, this honorable member may have been admitted the other day, but that dressing code may cause confusion. I may be forced to go and bring my collar and dress as much, and therefore I ask Honorable Speaker to give guidance as to whether the honorable member for Embakasi East is improperly dressed. I thank you.
Order. Order, members. Order. Order. Order, members. Indeed, Honorable Babu Wino, you are improperly dressed. Even your very seniors, the likes of Millie Odhiambo, Senior Otienda Molo, Otieno Kajwang, the Chief Justice in quotes, Gladys Sholei, have never turned up dressed like that. I order you to retreat from the House and dress up and come back. Order, Babu. When you are ordered to leave, you leave without fanfare. Order, members. Order. I have a further communication to make. Order, Wamumbi, take the nearest seat. Wanjala, take the nearest seat. Find a seat. Honorable members, I have another communication to make. Order. Order, Kwenya. Order. Honorable members, I have another communication on the consideration of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025. And honorable members on their feet, take your seats. Wanjala, you are everywhere. Honorable members, I have been advised by your whips that you have garnered the necessary quorum. to transact business at order number 11. Is it 10 or 11? 10. And after this communication, I know there are members who have statements to request. We also have some very short businesses to transact, including setting up members for the trusteeship of your post-service medical cover. So once I make this communication, we'll dispose of very quickly. We agreed in House Business Committee, orders number 8 and 9. Then we guide you to go into the division on the constitutional bill. Remember, honorable members, that you will vote twice. You will vote on the bill at second reading. The Speaker will recess behind here to let you go into committee of the whole. It's a very short bill. Then I will come back to take you through third reading so that by the close of business today, we shall be done with the constitutional amendment bill on CDF, NGAF, and other matters. So don't be tempted to cast your vote and then disappear thinking the business is over. You will vote more than once. So members, you are accordingly guided. And your whips have done a wonderful job in getting all of you here. Honourable members, you may recall that Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025 was read a first time in this House on Wednesday, 12th March 2025, following which I referred it to the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs in consideration, public participation, and reporting to the House. The bill, which is co-sponsored by the Honourable Samuel Chepkonga, CBS MP, and the Honourable Dr. Otienda Amollo, Senior Counsel, CBS MP, was published in the Kenya Gazette Supplement on 26 February 2025 and seeks to amend the Constitution to entrench the following funds. 1, the National Government Constituencies Fund for purposes of ensuring reasonable access to exclusive national government functions in all constituencies as envisaged in Article 6.3 and guaranteeing the participation of the people in the identification and implementation of priority national government programs. 2, the Senate Oversight Fund to ensure that the Senate is adequately empowered and resourced to perform its oversight functions. And 3, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund to enhance the national government's measures on affirmative action. Honourable members, the committee concluded the public participation exercise, tabled its report on 17th June 2025, and the bill is now in second reading as listed on the order paper. Before the House resumes the debate this afternoon, I wish to highlight the procedural aspects related to the consideration of bills to amend the Constitution through parliamentary initiative. Honourable members, with respect to the manner of debating the bill, I know that the debate on the bill to amend the Constitution is not subject to curtailments contemplated under Standing Orders 95, closure of debate, and 97, limitation of debate. In this regard, neither a motion seeking that the mover be called upon to reply nor a motion to limit debate on the bill shall be entertained. Honourable members, on voting thresholds, Article 256 of the Constitution prescribes the threshold for passage of a bill to amend the Constitution both at the second and third readings. For emphasis, it provides as follows, and I quote, "A bill to amend this Constitution shall have been passed by Parliament when each House of Parliament has passed the bill in both its second and third readings by not less than 2/3 of all the members of that House. In this regard, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2025 will stand passed at the second reading if it garners the support of not less than 233 members of this House, being at least 2/3 of the members of the National Assembly. This threshold will also apply to the vote at the third reading. Barring this threshold at either of the two stages, the bill will have been lost. Honourable members, upon conclusion of debate at the second reading stage, the House shall proceed to vote. Should the vote on the bill meet the constitutional threshold, the House shall proceed to committee of the whole House as indicated in supplementary order paper. Thereafter, the House shall take a vote on the third reading stage of the bill. Having said that, honourable members, I wish to notify the House that I have received representations from 4 members who indicate that they are indisposed, and have confirmed that they are so indisposed. Our records indicate that the 4 members have been indisposed and have been on rest or recuperation with the consent of Mr. Speaker and the respective doctors. In this regard, they will be allowed to vote virtually. The members are the Honourable Catherine Wambilianga MP, member for Bungoma County, the Honourable Clemens Lawyer MP, member for Sabatia, the Honourable Joseph Samal MP, member for Isiolo North, and the Honourable Abraham Kirwa MP, member for Mosop. Honourable members, Standing Order 62 grants latitude to the Speaker to direct a further vote in the event that any question requiring a fixed majority is carried but fails to meet the 2/3 majority at the first instance. Standing Order 62.2 provides that, and I quote, whenever a bill or a special motion, the passage of which requires a special majority in the Assembly fails, order members. If you sit close to the Speaker's table, you are obligated to observe the rules even more. And I quote again, if you want to discuss in Nyandarua, there are rooms behind here. Wherever a bill or a special motion, the passage of which requires a special majority in the Assembly fails to obtain the required majority and the vote results in a majority of the ayes, but the noes have not numbered at least 1/3 of all the members of the Assembly, the Speaker may direct that a further vote be taken on the particular question. And the further vote shall be taken within 5 sitting days from the day the first vote was taken, or such other times as the Speaker may determine. If the Speaker does not so direct any further vote, or if on such further vote the fixed majority is not obtained, the Speaker shall declare that the motion is negatived. In this regard, honourable members, should it become necessary to invoke the provision of Standing Order 62 to either at the second reading or third reading of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, I will guide the House accordingly. As a matter of fact, a precedent was set in 2016 where the then Speaker directed a further vote on the motion for second reading of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment No. 4 Bill 2015 to be taken on 5th May 2016. The bill, which sought to incorporate the 2/3 gender principle, had not met the 2/3 constitutional threshold at the first attempt on 27th April 2016. Honourable members, once this House passes the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2025, I will refer it to the Senate for consideration. Having said that, honourable members, I wish to clarify to the House and indeed the general public that the procedure for consideration and passage of bills to amend the Constitution as set out in Article 256 does not contemplate amendments to the bill at the Committee of the Whole House stage. So you are accordingly guided. And honourable members, when we reach that order, I believe you are all contributed sufficient to the matter, and the Speaker will call the mover to reply. Then we immediately go into a division for voting. In the meantime, before we go to order number 8, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery China ZTT Group from Langata, Nairobi. I don't know if it's a school or just a group. Is it a school? When I mention your institution, you stand up. Kambui Girls High School from Githunguri, Kiambu. In the public gallery, we have Cheres Secondary School from Kipkelion, Kericho. And DB Karembuni Primary from Chuka, Igambangombe, Tharaka Nithi. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome you to Parliament. Yes, member for Chuka, Igambangombe, you requested to welcome your school. Do it in under a minute.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I take this opportunity to welcome DMB Karebuni Primary School from Chuka Gambangombe to this honorable house. And Speaker, these students come to this house in a very important day in the history of this country, when we are seeking to entrench a very important fad, that is CDF in the Constitution, a fad that has seen so many students go through school, and a fad that has really helped improve infrastructure in our schools, Mr. Speaker. So they will always remember in their lives that they came to this honorable house on a day that is going to define the history of the education sector of this country, with the CDF fad instructed in the Constitution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Members speak without, we don't want people taking us to court. Yes. Is it possible to just say, is there any member who wants to speak? Yes. Then if we will just dissuade them from speaking. Yeah? So that it doesn't become a court.
Tichungwa is saying he wants to say something for 2 minutes.
That's okay. Then we just say, then others can.
Yes.
We encourage.
Honorable members, order. Any member who does not have his or her card, you can go to the reception and you'll be facilitated to have your cards for purposes of voting. Any member who may have misplaced or forgotten their cards, go to the reception and you'll be able to get the cards. Yes, Wamboka?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to give you heads up. A while ago, in this House, we discussed about our security, the young boys and girls who man our security in this Parliament. You gave your undertaking, Honorable Speaker, which we do not doubt that all of them will be absorbed, Honorable Speaker. I was just giving you heads up that today, in one of the dailies, their positions have been advertised, Honorable Speaker. I just want to give you heads up because we trust your word, Honorable Speaker. You gave commitment to this House, and we've always believed all this commitment you've given us, Honorable Speaker. I was just thanking you in advance that to continue keeping your good word, Honorable Speaker, because these young men and women, they really depend on that work, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Amboka. None of those young people will be prejudiced, so you need not worry. My undertaking remains. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development.
Who is moving? Kimani?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Hold on, Kimani. Yes, Shinali, what is the point of order?
Honorable Speaker, I'm sitting next to the Honorable Member for Homa Bay. But today he has a gadget on the table. I'm not sure whether we are safe, Honorable Speaker. I want him to disclose what is inside, Honorable Speaker.
Oh, the Honorable Kaluma, to me that looks like a lady's handbag.
Honorable, no. Honorable Speaker, this looks like the handbag for Honorable Ngeleche, who was sitting here before. In our culture, we don't touch ladies' bags, so could Honorable Ngeleche come for her bag?
Ngeleche, is that your bag? Order. Is that your bag?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. That is
the
my bag.
guidance is that while our lady members are allowed to come in with their bags, you are not supposed to party with them.
Mr. Speaker, I think I misplaced my bag and I don't know where Mr. Kaluma found it. I'm just realizing it right now, Mr. Speaker.
Go and reclaim it. Go and reclaim it. Okay, Kimani? Yes, Millie? Order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Millie?
Mr. Speaker.
Come back later.
Mr. Speaker, I would have actually waded into that discussion, but today I wish to be a good girl, so I'm not going to wade into that discussion for another reason. Mr. Speaker, I stand under Standing Order 95.3 to alert members that because this is a constitutional bill, you are allowed to debate until every member has spoken. I hope you understand me. So members, it's up to you. You have a choice to speak. That is, I just wanted you to know. So if you want to vote, excuse me. If you want to vote, I just wanted to bring to your attention. Thank you.
Order. Thank you, Kimani. Order, members. Order, members. Galeche, take your seat or freeze where you are. Order, members. Order. Order, member for Thika. Freeze if you have no seat. Freeze where you are. Order. Order, members. Let's, members, pay attention. We dispose of orders 8 and 9, and 8 and 9. Then we go to the business that you have all turned up in large numbers for. Kimani?
So, Honorable Speaker, I know I'm standing between a very important matter in this House, so I'll take under 2 minutes. So I beg to move that this House adopts the report by the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the ratification of agreement for establishment of the European Bank of Reconstruction and Development, laid on the report of the House on Tuesday, the 24th of June, 2025. And I've just 3 points to make, Honorable Speaker. The Republic of Kenya, in a bid to access financing that is not expensive, is looking to establishment of banks and become a shareholder and a member of those banks. If you remember, before the end of last session, Honorable Speaker, we did ratify in this House the establishment of Africa Trade Corporation, where Kenya became a member and a shareholder. Now, Kenya has identified another very important stakeholder bank called the European Bank of Reconstruction and Development. Speaker, as per the order paper, so, Honorable Speaker, adopts the report on the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on the consideration of the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, laid on the report of the House on Tuesday, 24th of June, 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 8.4 of the Treaty, making the Ratification Act, Cap 4D, and that this House approves the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. So, Honorable Speaker, as I was discussing this matter, we did ratify in this House for the establishment of and membership of Kenya into the African Trade Corporation Bank. Now, Kenya has identified another very key stakeholder, which is the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. We will be among 5 countries in Africa, which among them will be Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, and Senegal, to become members and shareholders of this bank. So this means, Honorable Speaker, as shareholders and members of this bank, now we'll have access to cheaper credit, Honorable Speaker, so that we don't crowd out the domestic borrowing that our government does, whether we need to finance projects in this country, Honorable Speaker. But most important, Honorable Speaker, this ERB Bank has identified Kenya as a headquarter of choice for Africa, which means, Honorable Speaker, that Kenya continues to spearhead to become the headquarters of global institutions, now including East Africa Development Bank, where now they'll come and establish here and expand to the rest of the country. With that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request my able member for Kesesa, member of the committee, CPA Ruto, to second.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I stand to second this motion on ratification of Kenya being a member of the European Reconstruction Bank. And for this purpose, this is a huge step in positioning our country, Kenya, to access strategic partners in terms of development and grow the economy of our country as we seek to advance our goals in the development. Thank you so much. I second the motion. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Order, members. Majority Leader, will you disband your Kamkunji? Order, members on their feet, take your seats. Member for Larry, take your seats. Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on its consideration of the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 24th June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 8(4) of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act, Cap 4D, approves the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. I put the question? Yes. I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning on its consideration of the ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 24th June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section Treaty Making Cap 4D, ratification of the agreement establishing the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. As men will nay, the ayes have it. Next order. Yes. The point of order.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was rising because last week we did pass a supplementary budget 3, where we had inputted 12 billion, which was the balance of the NGCDF for financial year 24-25. Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform the House that as at yesterday, the time they had promised that our disbursement was going to be done to the board, nothing is forthcoming. Honorable Speaker, after today we are going on recess, and on average each constituency will be short of approximately 39 million. Honorable Speaker, would like you to ask the leadership of this House to contact the Treasury Mandarins and to give a response before the end of the session today, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Mandarins, whoever they are, have heard you. Order number 9. Leader of Majority, call it out.
Order number 9, motion, approval of nominees for appointment to the Board of Trustees for the Post-Service Medical Scheme for Members of Parliament.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that pursuant to the resolution of the Parliamentary Service Commission during its 23rd June 2025 meeting with respect to the trust deed and rules for post-service medical scheme for members, this House appoints the following members of Parliament to the Board of Trustees for the post-service medical scheme for members of Parliament. 1, the Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, CBS MP. 2, the Honorable Mary Emase Otucho, MP. And 3, the Honorable T.J. Kajwang, MP. Honorable Speaker, as I've said and as was approved in the House Business Committee this morning, these trustees that we appointed there to represent us in the post-service medical scheme, Honorable Speaker, and just for information, Honorable Speaker, I am informed that a total of 302 members of Parliament, including 47 senators, have already registered for this post-service medical scheme, and to ask those of us who are here to register to please do so, because the approval of these trustees will now actualize the actual implementation of what we agreed on this scheme, and to be able to have monies that we will contribute from the end of this month. Your pay slips this month will have a small cut to contribute to that post-service medical scheme, but it is for the best interest of members of Parliament, post-service. And Honorable Speaker, this is a very good thing. The members that have been appointed, Honorable Speaker, are members who are very knowledgeable and skilled administrators. Others are lawyers, like Honorable TJ Kajwang. Honorable Emasa is a finance person, and therefore she will be instrumental in guiding the Commission together with all the other trustees, Honorable Speaker. A total of 10 trustees are there. And Honorable Speaker, the National Assembly is contributing 3 members. The Senate will contribute 2 senators. We will have representation of 2 former members of Parliament, the chair of the Commission, and the clerks of both houses as trustees of this board, Honorable Speaker. And this, Honorable Speaker, is in line with the RBA regulations and our own statutes, and therefore we'll be able to operationalize this post-medical service scheme. With that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request the Leader of Minority, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, to second.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I'll propose the question, which is that pursuant to the resolutions of the Parliamentary Service Commission of 23rd June 2025 with respect to the trust deed and rules for the post-service medical scheme for members of Parliament, this House appoints the following members of Parliament to the Board of Trustees for the post-service medical scheme for members of Parliament. The Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, CBS MP, the Honorable Mary Emase Otucho MP, and the Honorable TJ Kajwang MP. Do I put the question? Yes. Honorable members, as I put the question, I want to advise you. Those of order, member for Kisumu Town East, you're out of order to be talking on phone while in the House. Please don't. You're a senior. Honorable members, those of you who have not registered, please do. Order. You cannot be on your feet when the speaker is on his feet. Can you walk out? You are out of order. Honorable members, those who have not registered, I give you free advice. Register. Order, members. You may be well resourced now. If you want to know how fragile resources can be in the human life, go and read the book of Job in the Bible. And read it properly, the whole of it. It will tell you and demonstrate to you how fragile wealth can be. You can be a billionaire today and be a pauper tomorrow. And this scheme will help you at your most lowest moment in your lives. And not just for you and your wife, for you and your husband, and your dependents who are of age described in the scheme. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 9, which is that pursuant to the resolution of the Parliamentary Service Commission of 23rd June 2025 with respect to the trust deed and rules of the post-service medical scheme for members of Parliament, this House appoints the following members of Parliament to the Board of Trustees for the post-service medical scheme for members of parliament. Number 1, the Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, CBS MP. Number 2, the Honorable Mary Emase Otucho MP. Number 3, the Honorable TJ Kajwang MP. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now to order number 10.
Order number 10, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, second reading, resumption of debate interrupted on Thursday, 26 June 2025. Mover to reply and voting.
For avoidance of doubt, members, I had said we'll call the mover to reply, but is there any member who still wants to contribute to this bill? I repeat, is there any member who wants to contribute? Mover.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Standing Order 82.3, I will donate my 2 minutes only to the Leader of Majority. Only.
Leader of Majority, the donation is 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And since I have not contributed to this debate, I just want to register my support for this bill, Honorable Speaker, and also assert, as was said by many members, that NGCDF is the most impactful fund that this country has ever had in the history of our independence, Honorable Speaker. True, Honorable Speaker, is just to say that NGCDF is not in competition at all with our devolved funds and our county governments. Honorable Speaker, if anything, NGCDF supplements what the national government is doing and also what our county governments are doing in offering services and service to the people that all elect us. And with those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I wish to support, Honorable Speaker, and also support the national government affirmative action. Honorable Speaker, I think when we refer to NGCDF, we incorporate the national government affirmative fund as part of NGCDF, because as affirmative as it is, Honorable Speaker, it also serves in very good interventions on social programs that would otherwise not be under any program under the national government and even under the county governments, Honorable Speaker. And I commend our women leaders, especially our women reps, for the great work that they are doing across all our counties. In fact, Honorable Speaker, these women reps do much more than those who have more resources are doing in counties, Honorable Speaker. And I commend them, all of them, and I beg to support, Honorable Speaker.
Otienda Amolo.
The Leader of Minority wants 1 minute. I'll donate.
Donate 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, I stand also to support this constitutional bill. But Mr. Speaker, I want to speak to the Senate, our colleagues, Mr. Speaker, and request them to support this bill. Because, Mr. Speaker, this bill is not about members of parliament. It is about Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. Because any money that is devolved benefits the Kenyan people, Mr. Speaker. And as you are aware, the senators are already enjoying the Senate Oversight Fund. Every senator is getting 1.5 million shillings, or is it 1 million, every month, Mr. Speaker, per constituency. So, Mr. Speaker, why we are doing this is to help Kenyans, not to help ourselves. Member of Parliament does not benefit in any way from the national government CDF, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I want to urge the Senate to support this bill, just like the way they support counties, because every cent that is devolved benefits the people of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I support.
Give the mic to Otienda Amolo.
Mr. Speaker, since the introduction of this bill on 12th March this year, we have had discussions in the last 4 months. Indeed, even the pre-publication stage, we had discussions. During public participation, we've had discussions. Since moving the bill, Mr. Speaker, there's been overwhelming support from the members. And it's important, Mr. Speaker, that the members have been able to explain that this bill is in consonance with constitutional principles, especially the distinction between devolution and decentralization. The members have been able to disabuse those who think that these monies are in competition with devolution, because we've been able to explain that this is extracted from the national government share of revenue. Mr. Speaker, the members have been able to outline the limited and peripheral role that members of parliament play. Members here have been able to extol the virtues of the fund and adumbrated very clearly the benefits to the citizens. And that in fighting these funds, the three funds, you are not fighting members of the National Assembly. You are fighting the citizens of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, it is important to observe, as has been observed, that it's in keeping with the reduction of imperial powers of the executive that we ended up with these kinds of funds. And anyone who is opposing really wants to take us back to that period. Mr. Speaker, it is also very important to understand that we sought to constitutionalize these funds, not because it was absolutely necessary, but because we are tired of unnecessary litigation. It is also important to understand that we chose to go the parliamentary route, not because we could not go the popular route, but because the popular route is expensive to the people and not required by the Constitution. But if those other people think that you can curtail this because you are fighting the National Assembly, then we can still go the popular initiative route and we will still achieve it. Because through public participation by over 230 entities and individuals, 98.5% supported this. We are quite sure that if we took this to a referendum, we will still get the same threshold. And anyone who therefore thinks that they can curtail this process, know you are fighting the people. Mr. Speaker, I beg to reply. Thank you.
Thank you. Members on their feet, take your seats. Johanna Ngeno. Johanna Ngeno. Take your seats. Then freeze where you are. Honorable members, this question that I'm putting does not require your immediate vote. I now put the question at order number 10, which is that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025 be now read a second time. I have been advised that we have the requisite numbers to vote. I now order that the division bell be rung for 5 minutes. As the division bell rings, the whips should be on your feet to ensure that none of your members who may be absent-minded loitering out there are called in to join in this vote. Now ring the bell for 5 minutes. Yes. Yes. How are you, bro? Good.
Well, that quorum bell on your end signifies the division on the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2025, where the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, has directed that the division bell be rung for 5 minutes to allow members of parliament who are still within the presence of parliament to make their way back into the chamber this afternoon for the House to commence the vote on the Constitutional Amendment Bill of 2025. And this is a bill that is seeking to amend the Constitution. And among the amendments is that there be establishment of the National Government Constituencies Development Fund into the Constitution. And this is for the purposes of ensuring the provision of exclusive national government functions in each constituency. According to the bill, the National Government Constitutional Fund, this being the National Government Constituencies Fund, shall be a national government fund consisting of monies appropriated from the national government's share of revenue as divided by the Annual Division of Revenue Act enacted pursuant to Article 218 of the Constitution, and the monies allocated under this article shall be considered as funds allocated to constituencies to the provisions as an Act of Parliament. The bill seeks to entrench a number of funds into the Constitution. Among them is NGCDF, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, and the Senate Oversight Fund into the Constitution. During the debate on the bill that has just concluded this afternoon, after the mover of the bill, Honorable Tende Amolo, was called upon to reply, members say that the enactment of the NGCDF, NGAF, and the Senate Oversight Fund into the Constitution will end the unnecessary litigation on the legality of the fund. The bill has a number of objectives. Among them is the establishment of the National Government Constituencies Fund into the Constitution to ensure reasonable access to exclusive national government functions in all the constituencies as envisaged in Article 6, subsection 3 of the Constitution, and ensure the participation of the people in the identification and multiplication as well as prioritization of the national government programs. The mover of the bill, just a few minutes, has just said that any person seeking to oppose this bill, the House will equally get the same response if it were to adopt.
Ringing the bell. I hope every member is in the House. Honorable members, I now order the doors to be locked and the bars to be drawn. Order, members, take your seats. Karemba, you are the one holding the illegal Kamkunji. Take your seats. Take your seats. Take your seats. Members, take your seats. The member with a tarabush, take your seat. Betsimba. I believe that is the correct name of what you are wearing on your head. It's called a tarabush, right? Tarabush. Yes. Members, you remember during your induction, you are told when you are voting, you remain in your seats and you maintain studious silence. And more so when you are voting on a constitutional matter. I expect all of us to observe the etiquette we set for ourselves in our standing orders. Kawanjiku, what is your crisis? Very good. Members, for avoidance of doubt, I'll now remind you of the question, which is that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, be read a second time. Members, now, I give you 120 seconds to log in, and don't vote. You'll just log in and wait. Okay, log in. Don't vote yet. Just log in and be patient. Order, honorable members. Order. Order, members. Although it does appear overwhelming, but procedurally, I should still have tellers for yes and for possible no. So, whips, can you give me one teller each? Wamumbi, be a teller, but since you are voting electronically, remain where you are to vote. Millie, who is your teller? Mawade, take your seat. You are a teller. Remain in your seat and vote. But for the record, you are the two tellers. Don't vote yet. I'll tell you how many you are first. It has no expiry period. Just hold it. Honorable members, I want everybody to be at the same level. If you have any challenge with your card, we have ICT teams around. In the event, order Wanjala, order, in the event that your card and your gadget malfunctions, order, in case your gadget malfunctions, those with profane minds are already laughing. I'm not talking of your gadgets. I'm talking of parliamentary gadgets. In case your gadget malfunctions, you will come and record here. We have, honorable members, we have present 286 members. In addition to those, we have the 4 members who are indisposed, who will also be allowed to vote. Okay, so once more, be ready now. Kwame, what is your problem? If your gadget is malfunctioning, sit. I'll call you to come and vote.
It has malfunctioned. Time.
Kiambati. Just hold your horses. Just hold your horses. Okay. You can start voting now. Order, as I say start voting, I see some members holding their cards in the air. I said you vote in silence. And Wanjala, I said when you are voting, you remain in your seat. Go to your seat. Why is it counting backwards again? The members who are checking their mind. Voting electronically is now over. I will now deal with virtual voters first, then there will be assisted voters. Yes. Yes, okay. Yes. Honorable members, Alice and Murembo, you are assisted voters. Let's finish with the virtual voters. Take your seats first. Have they locked in the... Order, members, order, all members who are assisted voters, member for Thika, member for Bahati, Wanjala, you are also analog. So you can come to the table and be recorded. The rest of members remain in your seats. The only other members I will tolerate to come here is Wamumbi and Mawathe as the tellers. Order, members, order. The number of members flocking here as assisted voters far exceed the tally that I expect. Where is Wamumbi and Mawathe? You assist the clerks to verify. I'll give you 10 minutes to do that. The rest of the members remain in your seats. Tiambati, I give you 10 minutes for this. Honorable members, from my records, the assisted voters should not be more than 9. Yes. The assisted voters should not be more than 9. You are 286. 277 have voted electronically. Yes. And probably there are some of you who voted, but you don't know that you voted. Anyway, they will edit you out of the list. Okay? Yes. Are you getting some who already voted? You didn't vote. So queue here and vote. You'll vote here as an assistant. And for the assisted voters, once you have been assisted, you go and take your seat. You see, what you do, just record them, the names that are voting yes. You'll edit out those who are voting twice. Since nobody voted no. Robert, let's stand here and do a handstand for this side. Mwamumbi, to this side. You just take just record. Order members, member for Moyale, take your seat. Parashina, take your seat. Member talking to Majority Leader, take your seat. Okay. Rose Museo. Supposed to be on your seat. Yes. Yes. Kiambati, from the town, we are about 321.
From the current present, wale ambao wamekuja hapa, on this side was 9, on this side was 10, so we are still 86 and we all voted yes. So,
but I have asked for Monday to count for me. He says this side is getting 166 and Robert Mbui this side got 155.
okay, let's do again. So that
Honorable members, order. Honorable members, obviously, order member for Malindi, take your seat. We'll stop to take the virtual vote as soon as they log in. Have you assisted them? Honorable Kirwa. Do we ask him? Honorable Kirwa, how do you vote, yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Next. We wish you a quick recovery. Next member. Next is Samal on the, put him on the screen.
would it be a good idea for Mumbi and Bui to count again? Would it be a good idea?
That is Honorable Sloya. Is that Sloya? Honorable Sloya, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Thank you. We wish you quick recovery. Next. Order, we have no information about Koimburi. Stop bringing his name here. Honorable Samal, how do you vote? Honorable Samal, you voted yes. Thank you. Wish you quick recovery. The last one. I'm told Honorable Wambilianga cannot be reached. She's not logged in, so she's a lost vote. Who? Koimburi made no request to Mr. Speaker on how he wishes to vote. Order, honorable members. Order. Order, members. Honorable members, I believe that the number we have and the numbers present may not be tallying properly. You are many more than I think I'm getting. I want to ask the two whips. Osoro, stand here and count everybody on this side for me. Millie, stand here and count everybody on this side for me. And everybody remain in your seat. This is a constitutional moment for you, and we want to have the numbers properly recorded.
From the machine, they have registered 286. But those who voted are 277. Electronically. Yes. Yeah, it's still here, yes.
Order, let him do kila shetani na mbui wake.
Somebody has to pick it. So, yes, akimaliza arudishe.
Order. Mwango, take your seat. Yes. Honorable members, we've now properly verified the numbers. Members who voted electronically, 277. Members who voted virtually, on a special request and acceptance by the Speaker, order member for nominated member. How many times do you members want to be told that when we are in a voting situation, everybody remains seated? You remain in your seats and learn from your leaders. You know, Jomo Kenyatta's book, Facing Mount Kenya, says, animals in the wild, small animals watch the behavior of the giraffe. And for this purpose, the giraffe are your leaders. The Junet has not left, Ichunga has not left, Osoro left, and merely because of my instructions. Watch them, they are your giraffes. Go and read Facing Mount Kenya. It is not the other Mount Kenya. It's Mount Kenya as seen by Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. So, honorable members, electronic votes were 277, virtual votes were 3, and the rest were assisted voters, who were about 11, I think. So we are more than what the machines had recorded. We are 301 present and voting, and 3 of our colleagues who are indisposed voting virtually. I now give you the results of the vote. Honorable members, the results of the vote are as follows. The ayes, 304. The nays, 0. Abstentions, 0. I now order the bars to be... Pardon? Yeah? Oh, okay. Read. Hold the bar, hold the bar. Of
A
course,
bill for an act.
the ayes have it, right? Let me repeat for the record. Number of voters, 304. Present and voting, 301. Voting virtually, 3. So total votes, 304. The ayes, 304. Nays, nil. Abstentions, nil. So the ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Constitution of Kenya.
Now open the bar and open the doors. This is the 21. So you need to announce it. Honorable members, that is not the end of the vote. You will still have to vote in the committee in the third reading. So, honorable members, will you now be upstanding?
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole House.
Deputy Speaker.
Honorable members, this is the Committee of the Whole House to consider the Constitution of the Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025.
Clause 2.
Honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Honorable members, I now put the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title be part of the bill. I now put the question that the title be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I now propose the question that Clause 1 be part of the bill. I now put the question that Clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, and its approval thereof without amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, and its approval thereof without amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker.
Mover, Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, and approved the same without amendments. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request the Honorable George Murugara to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I beg to second.
Thank you. Order. Order, members. Take your seats. Lekuton, take your seat. Some members just enjoy running across the floor, even if you take them to take the nearest seat. Shinali, take the nearest seat. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. This is a noise vote. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover. Hold on, mover. Take your seat.
Order number 12, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, third reading.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, be now read a third time, and I also request the Honorable George Murugara to second.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to second.
Members on their feet, take the nearest seats. Muliongi. Take the seats, honorable members. Honorable members, Kipepeo, take your seat. Honorable Soro, freeze then. Honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025, be now read a third time. I now put the question, honorable members, and you don't have to vote. I now put the question, and I confirm that we have an overwhelming quorum today, which is that the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025 be now read a third time. Sergeant, ring the bell for 5 minutes.
The division bell is once again on ring mode as the constitutional amendment bill of the year 2025, this being bill number 4, is now on the third reading, with the speaker directing that the quorum bell be rung for 5 minutes for members who had perhaps stepped out of the chamber to come back for the House to vote on the bill again. At this particular juncture of this bill being stage number 3, the House will be voting again like they did at the second reading, with the threshold being 233 members. The bill has already passed at the second stage of the bill, being an overwhelming vote for the bill. The total number of members who have voted for the bill is 304, who have voted to entrench NGCDF, Senate Oversight Fund, and GAF into the Constitution. Again, it's the 233, which is the required threshold, thereby surpassing that number. Upon the lapse of the 5 minutes directed by the Speaker, the Sergeant at Arms will be directed to draw the bars and close the doors for the House to vote for the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill at the third reading. Again, our dear viewers, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill is a bill that is seeking to entrench NGCDF, Senate Oversight Fund, and the National Government Affirmative Action Fund into the Constitution. According to the movers of the bill, this bill being sponsored by 2 members, the member for Arieda, Honorable Paul Otiende Amolo, and Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, the bill will be seeking to ensure that there is reasonable access to exclusive national government functions in all the constituencies as envisaged in Article 6, subsection 3 of the Constitution, and ensure that there is participation of the people in matters identification and implementation of priority of national government programs. Allow me to hand over back to the chamber.
And members, you are already logged in, so this time round, don't disengage your cards, leave them where they are. Members who recessed to the rear, the 5 minutes are over. I now order the doors to be closed, to be locked. Lock the doors, draw the bars. Members, get to your seats. Go to your seats. Now, in the interest of time, members whose gadgets malfunctioned, we don't have to wait to start calling you. You can, as we go into the vote, you can start streaming to the table to record your vote. Members ready? Clerk, are you ready? Yeah? Don't log out. You are already logged in. If you haven't ensured that your machines are working, your gadgets. Don't vote until I tell you to. I'm waiting for you. Since there's no contention, whether we'll see the attendance here and we'll see people voting. Yes. Can we tell them to vote now? Yes. You can now vote. The clerk say, hold on a little. Clerks, be efficient. Ready? Yes. So you hold. I'm told the clock is still ticking. I already put the question. Kajwang. Order, Elisha. You are an assisted voter? Then that does not include chatting away and laughing. You just queue here and wait to vote. Ready? Continue voting, those who have their gadgets working.
When applying for the tellers to come with an answer?
No. Just be here to assist.
Huh?
Assist the... Assisted voters. There was Mrembo, there was Nganga, or now your machine has worked. The end of electronic voting. Assisted voters. Wanjala, you have been assisted? Well done. Taitum, you are also an assisted voter.
Yeah, the gadget is not working. What am I going to do? Speaker.
Mary, hata wewe ni assisted.
But my machine is not going off.
Yes. Has Honorable Rose Museo been assisted to vote? Yes, okay. Now go to the virtual voters. Honorable Kirwa, how do you vote? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Kirwa. Get Honorable Samal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Or was it Siloya first?
Yes.
Honorable Siloya, how do you vote? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Get Honorable Samal. Honorable Samal, how do you vote? Yes or no? How do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Is Wambilianga available now?
Yes.
Thank you. You can discharge Honorable Samal from the screen.
Yes.
And his lawyer.
Yes.
Did we lose some members?
Yes.
So in-present voting is 283. Electronic is 283. 283. Virtual 3. Virtual 3. And that is 222. That is 286. Plus 12. Assistant. PDA. 298. It's 298. 298. 298.
Order, honorable members. Order. Nyamita, take your seat. Honorable members, the results of the division are as follows. Number of members present and voting is 295. 295. Electronic voters, 283. Assisted voters, 12. Virtual voters, 3. Total, 298. So the results of the division is as follows. Ayes, 298. Nays, 0. Abstentions, 0. So the ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the constitution of Kenya.
Now you can open the doors and close the doors. Next order.
Order number 13, motion consideration of the performance audit report on the provision of services.
Order. We'll go back to statements, Clerk. We left, go back to order. Call out the order on statements.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Do you think we'll have any? Members who had requests for statements. Where's my order paper? Baba, habari. Order. Beatrice Elachi. We are back to order number 7. The following members had requested to request for statements: Elachi, member for Isiolo. Elachi, go ahead. Give Elachi the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to request for a statement regarding the transitional mechanisms from the 844 to the competency-based curriculum education system. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the mechanism of transitioning students who missed to sit the KCPE and KCSE examinations. Honorable Speaker, the rollout of competency-based curriculum CBC to replace the 844 system of education resulted in the Kenya National Examination Council (NEC) administering the last Kenya Certificate for Primary Education KCPE examinations under the 844 education system in 2023. Further, the final secondary school class under the 844 education system will sit for the last Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE examinations in 2027, marking the end of an era for the 844 education system and paving way for the full implementation of the CBC. Honorable Speaker, it is estimated that over 9,000 pupils who did not sit for the final KCPE examination in 2023 and other preceding years due to various reasons, majority of whom being girls affected by early pregnancies, illness, and other unforeseen circumstances. These learners now stand the risk for never progressing to secondary education for not having the opportunity to sit for KCPE examination, which is no longer being administered. The same fate awaits students who may miss to sit for the last KCSE examination in 2027. While many of these learners remain interested in completing their education and sitting for both KCPE and KCSE examinations, others were and are still desirous of bettering their previous grades before the examination is totally discontinued from the education system. Further, the shift from the 844 examination system to the competency-based assessment system presents a significant challenge in terms of curriculum adaptation, teacher training, assessment development, and conversion of qualifications from the 844 to CBC. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Education Departmental Committee on Education on the following. Measures that the Ministry of Education and the NEC have put in place to accommodate the learners who missed their KCPE exams under the 844 system, the conversion criteria for KCPE qualifications to the CBC assessment for purpose of transitioning to senior secondary school, the equivalent of secondary school under 844, clarification on whether there are any special arrangements, provisions, or remedial opportunities for these learners to sit their KCPE and subsequently KCSE exams, and the strategies the ministry is implementing to ensure students wishing to retake KCPE or repeat the KCSE examination will be allowed to do so until 2027, including measures for ensuring that those who might miss the last KCSE examinations in 2027 are not disadvantaged for transition to university and college education. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. It was to which committee, Beatrice?
Committee on
Education. Chair Education, when can you respond? First week after recess?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
After recess, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Tarabach, Wajir. Member for Tarabach, Wajir. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am making a request for a statement regarding the funding for construction of the Wajir Tarbaj Kutulo Road. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding funding for the construction of Wajir Tarbaj Kotulo Road. Honorable Speaker, the Wajir Tarbaj Kotulo Road, which traverses Tarbaj constituency is part of the Horn of Africa Gateway Development Project supported by the World Bank with the aim of improving connectivity between Kenya and other Eastern and Southern African countries. The project is expected to improve the movement of people, goods, and services across the region. Additionally, the project will improve digital connectivity and access to social services by communities in the designated locations along the targeted sections. Honorable Speaker, the construction of the said road in two parts, being the Wajir Tarbaj Road, which is Lot 1, and Tarbaj Kutulo Road, which is Lot 2, was advertised under tender number Kenya 2506/2022 and Kenya 2507/2022, respectively, heralding the hope that this largely marginalized region will finally benefit from the improved connectivity. Although construction of the road commenced, completion of the project is now facing uncertainty due to financing challenges. Reports indicate that the National Treasury did not provide funds for the construction and completion of Tarbaj Kutulo Road in the 2025-26 financial year. This has raised the fears of the project facing threat of termination due to lack of funds. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport Infrastructure on the following. One, a report on the implementation status for the Wajir Tarbaj Road, that is Lot 1, and Tarbaj Kutulo Road, that's Lot 2. project, detailing the financing plan, total cost, and the amount disbursed and paid to the contractors so far. Secondly, the clarification on whether or not the completion of the Tarbaj-Kotulo Road has been provided for in the financial year 2025-2026, specifying the budgeted amount. Number 3, a report on the number of residents affected by the project in Tarbaj constituency, including their details and status of compensation. And fourthly, details of the corporate social responsibility initiatives earmarked for implementation under the Horn of Africa Gateway Development Project within Tarbaj constituency, the budgetary allocation, and the expected impact on the local communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair Rhodes. Yes, Major Bashir.
Honorable Speaker, I want to associate myself with a request for that statement because it's very, very important. Honorable Speaker, you know the Horn of Africa Gateway Road project that has also already been, work has started, but as we speak now, it's not only the section where the member of parliament has talked about, a number of sections, actually the contractors have sort of downed their tools because funding or budget has not been factored in. Honorable Speaker, remember this is a project where His Excellency has pronounced himself to the fact that it must be done and completed by end of 2027. However, as it is now, it looks like it's going into headwinds. And this might affect the promise that has been made to the people of Kenya and to the people of Northeastern specifically, that the road from Mandera all the way to Madogashe in Isiolo will be tarmacked. Honorable Speaker, we want this matter to be taken with the seriousness it deserves so that we want an answer as soon as possible. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Rhodes. Chair Rhodes. Any member of Rhodes Committee? Oh, yes. Pardon? It doesn't matter. You take your seat. I was asking for the Chair Rhodes. A clerk inform the Rhodes Committee to bring a response the first week after recess. Honorable Tubi, I thought you were trying to alert me to give you an opportunity to request for your statement.
Yes, sure.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Although I wanted to talk about that one.
Just go to your statement.
Because it starts from my county. The whole road, Horn of Africa starts from, and it has stopped. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm also boarding that horse when it comes. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am standing to request for a statement regarding insecurity in Isiolo County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 442C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding insecurity in Isiolo County. Honorable Speaker, there have been reported cases of insecurity in Isiolo County allegedly by persons sponsored by the governor of Isiolo County. This has caused havoc to residents, including the members of the County Assembly of Isiolo. For instance, on June 25, 2025, the said group of assailants attempted to illegally invade the County Assembly during its sitting while debating on a motion on impeachment of the governor, resulting in destruction of properties and injury to persons. These security concerns that have deeply unsettled the residents of Isiolo County. In addition, on 10th June 2025, the said group of assailants invaded Isiolo County Assembly, vandalized the assembly chamber caused members of the county assembly to flee for their safety. This state of affairs has created fear amongst residents and the general population. Additionally, the actions have negatively affected the economy of the residents. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. 1. A status report on the assessment of insecurity cases recorded in Isiolo County in the month of June, last month. 2. Immediate measures that the government is putting in place to address the recent surge in insecurity in Isiolo Council arising from whatever the activities of the county assembly. 3. Measures being put in place to ensure that the safety of residents, including members of the county assembly, is guaranteed. And Mr. Speaker, while I thank you for that, right now we are having 2 speakers of the county assembly in Isiolo.
Honorable Truby.
Yes.
When you request for a statement, you only read what the speaker approved.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I finished.
Thank you. It was to which committee? Security. Where is Tongoyo? Any member of Security Committee? Caroline, you are a member of Security? You tell your chair to bring a response first week after recess.
Thank you, Chair. I will communicate.
I'm the speaker, not the chair.
Thank you.
Of the House. Thank you. Omanyo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for a statement on the operationalization of administrative units in Busia County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44, 2, Section C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding inconsistencies in the operationalization of administrative units gazetted within Busia County. Honorable Speaker, the national government gazetted new divisions, locations and sublocations in Busia County as part of measures to enhance equitable access to government services and coordination of national government administration. However, the administrative units have been inconsistently and selectively operationalized in Teso sub-county, leaving out those within Busia County, Busia sub-county. They include Buhayo West Division, Mundika, Bugengi, Esikulu, Lunga, Buyosi, Murende, and Nasira locations, and Hungungu, Mundulusia, Budokomi, Munongo, Bukalama, Mujuru, Indoli, Sihabwa, Burumba, Bulanda, Mabale, Madele, Namikoye, Siamahanga, Nyibura, and Sikoma sublocations. Honorable Speaker, the inconsistencies in operationalization of administrative units in 2 sub-counties within Busia County disadvantages the residents of Buhayo sub-county in the access to critical government services, including security and recruitment opportunities such as teachers, police officers, and Kenya Defense Forces officers. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee and Administration and Internal Security on 1. A report on the status of operationalization of the above-mentioned administrative units in Busia sub-county to improve service delivery, address security concerns, and enhance equitable access to opportunities dependent on administrative units. 2. A report on the reasons for the delay in operationalization the gazetted administrative units in Busia sub-county, including the circumstances under which the administrative units in Busia sub-county were left out in the operationalization of units in Teso sub-county, and 3 measures being taken to operationalize the gazetted administrative units in Busia sub-county and the timeline for their activation. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
You are done? Yes, Odanga. Yes, give Odanga the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank Honorable Manyo for coming up with this issue of seeking a statement. Indeed, these administrative units were gazetted in the year 2017, and it has taken so long for the government to operationalize. Last December, I did write and went to the Office of Interior, and we were promised that the division, particularly Buhaya West, and the sub-locations and locations were going to be operationalized. I believe that with this statement, the ministry will move with speed to ensure that they are operationalized for purposes of bringing services closer to the people. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Chair Security, Ngalechei, can you bring a response within the first week?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
After recess?
Yes, I'll convey the message to the chair.
Thank you. Wamrada.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. A request for statement regarding challenges facing the Kiambu National Polytechnic. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44, Section 2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee of Education on measures taken to resolve the challenge facing the Kiambu National Polytechnic, formerly known as Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, and popularly known as KIST. Honorable Speaker, Kiambu National Polytechnic, formerly known as Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, is a national TVET institution established in 1973 and fully accredited by the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Authority to offer diploma, craft, and artisan courses. The Polytechnic has a student population of 9,528 trainees. Despite its vital role, the institution faces various operational challenges, including a severe staffing shortfall, notably based on TVETA recommended student instruction ratios of 1:15 for practical classes, 1:30 for theory, and 1:10 for high-risk workshop. Kiambu National Polytechnic requires at least 550 trainers. However, the Public Service Commission has provided only 163 trainers. And due to this shortage, the Polytechnic has had to hire 160 additional trainers using the internally generated funds, thereby diverting resources meant for the infrastructure and equipment to payment of trainers, with employment projected to hit 12,000 by September 2025, and an additional 400 trainers will be needed. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, there are serious delays in the disbursement of government funding in the learning institution. And out of the 30,000 per student capitation to the Polytechnic learners, only 13,000 has been released in the financial year 2024-2025. The Polytechnic also has a severe shortage of hostels, laboratories, classrooms, and training equipment. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee of Education on the following. Number one, a report on steps being taken to recruit at least 400 additional trainers for KINAP ahead of the September 2025 intake. Number 2, reasons for the delay of the disbursement of capitation and measures put in place to expedite and release HELB loans and scholarship to the students in the Polytechnic. Number 3, the progress made implementing the 1,240 students accommodation units under the AHP to ensure availability of adequate accommodation in the institute and in the institution. And finally, number 4, the plans by the Ministry of Education to fund and equip the specialized technical departments in the institution. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Amrada. Chair, Education. Any member of Education Committee? Clerk, you notify the committee to bring a response within the first week on resumption. I think those are the only members who had requested for statements. A response to a statement. Molo, are you ready for Wangari's response?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, on the 16th of April of 2025, the Honorable Member for Gilgil, the Honorable Martha Wangari, CBS, sought a statement from the Committee of Finance and National Planning on the status of the Aviator game of chances. In particular, the Honorable Member saw the following questions. 1, the legal status of registration of the Aviator game of chance in Kenya. 2, how much revenue the country got in terms of taxes from betting and gaming activities in the country. 3, statistics on how much Kenyans spend per year on betting and gaming. 4, the steps being taken by the Betting Control and Licensing Board to control the proliferation of all manner of advertisements on audio, video, and print media relating to Aviator gaming. 5, criteria and regulations used by BCLB to authorize and regulate the Aviator games of chance in the country. And lastly, a list together with the license numbers and dates of farms, including media stations, authorized to conduct games of chance in the country. And again, lastly, a list of the Betting and Control Licensing Board of ongoing and concluding discipline cases taken against errant betting and gaming farms and media stations in the country for the last 1 year. Honorable Speaker, due to the busy schedule that the committee has had during now the preparation of the budget process, we did conduct the first meeting with the Kenya Revenue Authority. They gave us the first preliminary report on Thursday, the 3rd of June. However, there are still pending discussions, Honorable Speaker, by especially the Betting Control and Licensing Board, because the Betting Control and Licensing Board is the one that is mandated by law to license, monitor, deregister, or suspend any operations in case of a need-to-day basis. This BCLB, as you know, Honorable Speaker, is established by Section 3.1 of the Betting, Lotteries and Gaming Act, Cap 131 of 1966. Honorable Speaker, betting and gaming fall into 3 categories. Namely, we have what we call the sports book, casinos, and lotteries. Casinos are again subdivided into online casinos, which include Aviator, Jackpot, and other virtual games, and land-based casinos, including slot and table games. Sportsbook betting is a form of gambling that involves wagering on sports such as golf, football, basketball, baseball, ice hockey, horse racing, boxing, and mixed martial arts. The public gaming, commonly known as casinos, consists of online gaming and land-based casinos. The games include, including Aviator and Jackpot, and other crash games, visual games, table games like blackjack, poker, and roulette. We have other games like slot games, etc. The lotteries are a form of gaming conducted by registered institutions to raise funds for charitable purposes under Section 36 of the BLC Act, and are done by buying raffles or lottery tickets, and draws are conducted to determine the winners. I think we are all, probably all of us, participated in them in our church harambes since we were little. The taxation that exists on this particular aviator and jackpot gaming is we have a 5% excess duty on all deposit or stakes placed by punters. The tax is collected at the point of deposit. The tax is deducted at source in real time. Honourable Speaker, you'll note that the amendments that were done by the laws that were passed by this House through the Finance Act now has now changed the way this excess duty is taxed, so that now it's taxed when you deposit into the wallet of the betting company and not when you place a bet. In addition, there's a 20% withholding tax that applied for all gambling winnings. This applies to gross winnings from betting, lotteries, gaming, and prize competition. And this tax, again, is deducted at source in real time. We have also 15% gaming tax that is levied on gross gaming revenue. Gross gaming revenue is defined as a gross revenue turnover minus the amount paid out to customers as winnings. This tax applies to betting, lotteries, gaming, and prize competition as calculated and remitted monthly by the license operators. So this is where the gaming company will subtract how much people bet and how much they paid as winnings, and then I'll apply 15% as gaming tax on that gross revenue. And lastly, there is 30% corporation tax that is paid on all resident companies, but this 30% corporation tax, of course, is allowed for tax deductible expenses. Honourable Speaker, the aviator and jackpot games of chances as classified as digital games of chance under the BLGA, and its taxation is aligned with the taxation regimes for the other betting and gaming activities, which include excess duty, withholding income tax on winnings, betting gaming tax, and corporation income tax. So these, Honourable Speaker, there are around 346 betting and gaming companies operating in Kenya, which employ approximately 4,217 Kenyans. These companies also pay various roles. They pay PAYE, they pay VAT, withholding VAT, corporation tax, withholding income tax, excess duty on betting and gaming tax, monthly rental income tax, and withholding income tax, NITA, and also the affordable housing levy. Honourable Speaker, as per the financial year 23-24, betting and gaming paid a total of 23.6 billion shillings in terms of taxes, while in the 3 quarters of financial year 24-25, this sector has remitted a total of 26.28 billion in terms of taxes. So it actually means that for the first 3 quarters, the collection of taxes is 3 billion shillings more than how much was collected in the previous full year. These tax levels are expected to double in 25-26 because of the reforms that have been made by the Finance and National Planning Committee through the Finance Act of 2025 on taxing deposits and withdrawals. This will now touch the tax cheats that were not on the tax, especially for betting for entities outside the country. These reforms are expected to promote responsible gambling in Kenya, and the following are individual tax shield from now different gaming heads. For Sportbook, it was 4.22 billion shillings. Casinos contributed 2.43 billion shillings, and lotteries contributed the lowest, which is 7 million shillings. Sportbook and casinos, 17.4 billion. Sportsbook and lotteries, 7.9 billion. Sportsbooks, casinos, and lotteries, 2.08 billion. And others, which are referred to as general activities, 218 million shillings. So, Honourable Speaker, the aviator and the jackpot games are part of online casino and tax revenue collected from this of gambling is inclusive in casino taxes, which contributed 8.28 of all the gross revenue paid, which amounts to around 1.968 billion shillings. Honourable Speaker, these games of chances are a new product in the market and yield substantial absolute tax revenue collections, in as much as the proportionate contribution is comparatively small in addition to the more established games. With optional regulation for responsible gambling, the revenue contribution is likely to increase. Honourable Speaker, the Finance Act of 2023 introduced an excess duty of 15% on advertisement charged for betting, gaming, and lotteries and prize competition on television, print media, billboards, and radio stations with effect from 1st of July 2023. Furthermore, in the Tax Laws Amendment Bill, now Amendment Act of 2024, the scope of the media advertisement now was expanded to include internet and social media. The committee is scheduled to meet with the Betting Control and Licensing Board during the short recess to address the remaining pertinent issues outstanding matters that shall appraise the House immediately upon resumption from the recess. So the outstanding matters, Honourable Speaker, remains the following: one, the legal status of the Aviator and jackpot games of chances in Kenya, the steps being undertaken by Betting Control and Licensing Board to control the publication of all manner of advertisements on audio, visual, and print media relating to Aviator game, the criteria and regulations used by BCLB to authorize and regulate these games of chances, and then a list together with the license numbers and dates of the farms, media houses, and other authorized media that conduct the games of chances in this country, and lastly a list from the Betting Control and Licensing Board of ongoing and concluding disciplinary cases against errant betting and gaming farms and media stations in the country for the last 1 year. So, Honourable Speaker, this is just a preliminary report. The best feedback we're going to get is from the Betting Control and Licensing Board. However, it is important to mention, to inform this House that after this matter was raised in the House, the Betting Control and Licensing Board stopped or banned all manner of advertising for these games on our local stations, on media, internet, and social, Honourable Speaker. And I think maybe that is a step in the right direction to reduce this particular addiction. And Honourable Speaker, perhaps when this discussion came up, we had a lot of views from the members of the public about not just these particular games of chances, but, Honourable Speaker, we call them price control games that are played especially in our vernacular radio stations. So, Honourable Speaker, if you listened to any of the vernacular radio stations, whether it is in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, our grandparents are being told to stake a particular amount to buy a motorcycle at 100 shillings. And Honourable Speaker, it's imperative how much people are putting on this price control, what's called price betting, Honourable Speaker. And now that's one of the other matters that we hope we could expand in our scope as given to us by this Honourable House, that we need to, in as much as betting is not an illegal activity in Kenya, it is important that it being an extremely addictive activity, it be controlled, so that we make sure that the matters that we hear about people committing suicide, others killing each other because of this particular betting behaviors, Honourable Speaker, is controlled. So I know, Honourable Speaker, it is not a satisfactory statement, it's just a preliminary statement, because also the Honourable Member has been very patient and has been raising this concern almost every day. And so once now we come back from the short recess, we anticipate we will focus and purpose to have a comprehensive statement on the same. I thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to appreciate the chair. I know it's also been a very busy time, as you had indicated last week, and I have been very patient on this statement. I appreciate the preliminary statement and also appreciate that he has committed that it will still meet BCLB. Maybe what I would add for now, Mr. Speaker, because I will wait for the comprehensive statement, is the issue that when this matter was raised on this floor, it was the advert on the radios reduced substantially because there was some directive on advertisement. My question will be, was it just a knee-jerk reaction or will it creep back? Was it by policy? Does it need a law? Maybe this is something they can, the committee can explore when they meet BCLB so that we are able to tame. Because, Mr. Speaker, you know, many casinos don't advertise. Yes. They don't need to. There are people who know where the casinos are, they will go. But this advert on Aviator and these other games on the phone, where we have parents putting 50 shillings, putting 30 shillings, we have children gambling their money for school, we have families breaking, and even other people committing suicide, Mr. Speaker. So this is where the problem is, the macro and the small scale gambling that we are seeing in our radio stations, especially vernacular. And I say that because I've followed the Kikuyu vernacular stations. In fact, even a song cannot end. 3 minutes of a song, Mr. Speaker, without an advert for gambling, and especially this Aviator. So I hope the committee can go to the bottom of it so that we have a position legally on policy and the advertisement on radio, on media, on the internet, so that we can protect our population, Mr. Speaker. I hope that the committee will give the substantial statement when we come back. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mboko Milemba Mwalimu.
Thank you. And Honorable Wangari raised his statement, I got interested in this matter, and later on, I realized that the so-called Aviator and other methodologies of gambling are all over houses. And Aviator is very well known by both kids and even the mamas in the village, and it's really riding high. And later on, when I talked to the teachers recently in Mombasa, they told me that most of even our teachers are now suffering seriously, because some of them even end up committing suicide because of gambling, especially the Aviator and other gambling methodologies. So therefore, I think the chair should not just concentrate on the taxes as he has done, though the question indeed asks about the taxes they are paying. But indeed, I think the asking of the question in relation to the taxes was supposed to bring out that what's the benefit of this as opposed to what also we are receiving as a country. And I think there's need for serious control when the committee sits to get a proper statement to actually limit the number of times these advertisements are done and how it's done, especially in the vernacular languages. This is killing the society. We lost a teacher in Nanyuki who committed suicide because he took a loan and then took it to betting and then lost all the money, was also my official, and it's not doing us any good. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
And when you bring your comprehensive statement, you can address all those. Honorable members, allow me to acknowledge Ngoto Boys High School from Makueni County in the public gallery. On my behalf, on behalf of the House, I welcome them to Parliament. Thank you. Next order. Yes, Mwalimu.
I'm sorry to Speaker to interrupt.